What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the ProphecyWiz podcast, episode number 1. I am here with none other than a Call of Duty legend, one of the greatest minds in Search and Destroy of all time, with over $150,000 of earnings. There is so much that I could say. I would spend the entire podcast introducing him, and without further ado, this is none other than Nick Equip.
Hey, bro, love the intro, man. That's super gas. Holy shit. But hey, appreciate you inviting me on the podcast. It's a pleasure to be here, man. Much love, bro. Let's get into it, though, bro. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, me too. So I wanted to start it off and give a quick recap of how the two of us came in contact in the first place, because at this point it's been about 4 or 5 years almost. So
Yes. What is beginning of Cold War around?
yep, beginning of Cold War, right when your stream is huge, blowing up. You were already, I think, full time at that point, but
Yep.
yeah, you were going absolutely nuts in the S&D scene at that time.
Yeah, I think I was about like 3 years full time by Cold War. I think I would say. I went like full time at the end of World War II, so 2017 Cold War came out, 2021, so yeah, like 4 years, probably 3-4 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. We've known each other for that long. And he has been one of the best people I have known for that entire time. The story of how I met Nick is quite a long one, but the short of it is I watched him every single day playing Search and Destroy. I loved playing 1v1s. I started in MW19, so I was pretty much horrific. I started on a flat screen in MW19. Not good. Won some GB tourneys at the end of 2019, but definitely wasn't where I wanted to be. Went to Cold War, and Nick was nothing less than the guy. The best player in the game. He should have been on a CDL contract. I'm not exaggerating. Could have played it all. Could have done it all. You guys should have seen it, and if you guys think it was crazy, then you guys should see him today. So at that time, I knew that the way that I needed to get better was to reach out to Nick and ask him to help coach me in 1v1s and help me get better. And yeah, so I reached out, asked him to help me get better, and he made Excel spreadsheets like 3 pages long, going over every single round I played for, I want to say like 2 months. Spawned in with me on the maps, explained how watching crosses was important. I'll never forget the first time we were on a map together. It was on Raid. And you were explaining inside the building that people would cross snipe. You could see like the circle area, and you were like, if they're there, it's not 7 seconds, and they're not there, they're probably going to like the money side of the map. And just explaining the inner workings of Call of Duty to me, it was really incredible and special. So
I'm not gonna lie, I think you were like one of the first people I've ever like actually like tried to help. Like I don't think before that I really even like did anything like that for anybody, to be honest with you. So that honestly, that you like reaching out and like doing that, like honestly made me like think about coaching a little bit, to be honest with you too, because no one ever really people said I could like wanted me to be a coach, but I never really tried it until like that point where I was like trying to help you, just even like one person, you know what I mean? Like that first step. So that was pretty cool too. But yeah, I've been, you didn't play for a couple years, but we've been doing some things behind the scenes as well this year. It's been fun,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, bro, it's been awesome helping you this year, and I don't know how you been doing recently, bro. How you been doing in the wager scene recently?
Much better. 2 to 3 wins per loss. I think I have
Love that.
legitimately. I think I have my total earnings this year is about 60 times my total earnings from every other game combined. So that tells you anything. That's been crazy. You also helped me back in Cold War. This was not your specific intention, I'm sure, but you are the reason that I got monetized on Twitch as well. You hosted me for about 500 viewers randomly. One day, I think I was running a pub waiting for my 1v1 to get accepted. And
crazy.
Dude, that honestly, that moment has kept me going for such a long time. Like, just the dope that I got in that time. It's true, like, I went from streaming for months to 0 viewers, or maybe my laptop I might have had, like, next to me was my 1 viewer, and no other viewers ever. And to go into a 1v1, and the chat was going so fast I couldn't even read it, and it went to round 11. I'll never forget, people were putting the ice cube emojis. It was genuinely one of the most exciting, happiest moments ever, and because of that, I got so many follows that it allowed me to get into the Twitch partner, or not partner, but affiliate program. So
Oh
that was
yeah,
really,
love
really crazy and really special
love to hear that.
moment.
Honestly, I forgot about that. I forgot about doing that, but I do remember now that you're bringing it up. I remember being in the chat. We were all spamming, bro. You were going getting hype. Yeah, it was a good time, bro. Dude, that's crazy, bro. Good times, man. Shit, 500 viewers though. That's crazy.
Yeah, literally, it was.
I
It's
did. I've seen 500 viewers in a minute, bro. That's crazy though.
you deserve. I hope you're gonna get to where Jinxie is this season. You deserve
Jinxie's,
nothing
yeah.
less.
Jinxie's insane, bro.
For real, there's not that many good people, and the way too. I've this is part of the reason I know we've talked about behind the scenes how I've talked about this moment for like a long time, even when I'm not playing Call of Duty, when I'm in the middle of doing other things. I wasn't really into Vanguard, but just the way that like I mentioned that I'm like he probably doesn't think about that. Like I'm sure he's hosted other people and like that doesn't come up on your day to day. That like, oh, I hosted Wiz at this time, but the way that that impacted me for literally ever, right? That changed the trajectory of not only my gaming but my life, and in so many different ways. It just gave me the fuel to want to keep driving. It helped me get to affiliate and just like see what a great person you were. Like that, so one action like that, the 30 seconds that it took to go and put on the raid completely changed my life. So I really want to thank you again for that. That was absolutely legendary, absolutely amazing.
Of course,
And
bro. I got
yeah,
you.
you're the
Of
man for that. And
course,
got
of
me on my
course.
birthday the other day, just 2 days
Yep,
ago. That
yep.
was crazy. That was
Hey,
I
it
get the
wasn't as
same dope.
crazy, but hey, it still did it. It still
I
did
get the
it.
exact same dope, man. It's the same every time. Going from no viewers or one, two, three people in the chat to
Yep,
50 plus viewers, just absolutely. It's change. It's just the dope. Like you can't
of
nothing
course,
else
bro.
gives. So
Listen, bro. I try. Listen, I'm not the best with hosting people, but listen, bro. People that show me love, I try to show love back any way I can, even if it's just something by their stream or subbing to them or rating them one day or whatever it is, bro. I try my best to, uh, try my best to show love back to where when people show me love, you know.
absolutely, yeah.
I
That
feel like
that's
I feel like it's, I
absolutely.
feel like that's how you gotta live life, man. At the end of the day, bro. You know.
Yeah, it is. Not that's exactly what I was explaining. The kind of person that you are. Just like there are just some type of people who are want to show love and be kind, and at that point too, it's not like you were showing love to a Tupac or and like a Teddy Rex, which I'm sure you definitely did. But to
Yeah, yeah.
somebody who has no following, no fan base, you were just like, hey, check this guy out. Like I trust that he's not going to say something stupid or um, just somebody that like I really had no benefit to bring to you essentially, right? Like you were getting nothing out of that other than being a good person, right? Which is
Yeah,
really is
yeah.
incredible and very very awesome. So I definitely
100%, bro. I
appreciate
got you.
that.
Of
And
course.
yeah, so well before that, before I had even touched the Call of Duty, you were one of the best players in the game. I mean, there's a reason you've been doing it full time. So tell me about when you started playing Call of Duty and when you started playing Search and Destroy.
I started playing Call of Duty back in MW2, literally the OG one. I didn't even know about game battles, but one of my buddies, I still actually talk to him to this day. I still hang out with him. Still lives right by me. He actually introduced me to game battles. It was like literally, I think it was like seventh grade and maybe sixth or seventh grade, maybe in middle school. He was like, "Yo, you gotta check out game battles. Like, I've been playing. Like, you play like versus other players. Like, it's really fun and competitive." I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, I'm down. I'm down. So I started playing with him. And I remember I used to go over his house and we would play. And then we started playing for a couple years. MW3, I would go over his house and I'd bring my Xbox 360 and we play duos all night and order pizza, McDonald's, whatever the fuck. Really young, but it was a good time, man. And then from there, yeah, bro, I played BO1. I'll never forget Black Ops 1 where dude, I just loved being in the comp scene. I loved the feeling of just being like on top back in the day. I even remember in Black Ops 1, I made a team ladder the first like 2, 3 weeks of the game. Whoever was on the top page, I don't know if you remember this, but if you were on the top page back in the day, you were
Oh
that
yeah.
guy. You know what I mean? Like you were that guy. So I had a team ladder. I was top page the first like 3 weeks of the game. I felt like that guy. My team was undefeated. I was like, dude. I did. It was like a crazy feeling. And we were playing for XPs, bro, not even for money back in the day, bro. So that was crazy. I would play for money like tournaments, but tournaments were expensive back in the day, bro. They were 1875. Like
Oh wow.
I yeah, for just to play a tournament, it was 25 credits back in the day, 1875. I got my first ever trophy on MW3. I'll never forget, I lost in semis to a hacker, and then the hacker got banned in finals. And then I like messaged like the support. I was like, "Oh, can we play
Hmm.
finals? Like since we got cheated on." And they're like, "No, but we got a refund on our credits." But I got a bronze trophy. But I wish I had that shot back in the day. Dude, the prize games back in the day were like a couple $100 each, so like it wasn't like a little amount of money, especially when I was that young. So it was crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Those are the OG days of GB. People don't understand the passion for the XPs and just
Yeah.
to be one of the best in the game. Right, there was such a different.
Do you remember the crown back in the day?
I
A
was never
chance?
around for it, but
Oh yeah,
I
you
did.
weren't.
I've seen it on people's profiles that like you would get like win streaks, right, if you were in the top.
Yeah, so like back in the day, there was like a crown that would bounce around, and everyone wanted it to like be like hold it above everyone else, and you had it on your profile, and if you got the crown, and so the people like let's say you were like 89 and 0 and you have the crown, and then you play somebody, this you get a match,
Hmm.
you play somebody, then they're playing that match for the crown. So the other
No
team has a
way.
shot at taking the crown from them. So it was like a big thing back in the day, and I had it for a little bit. I think I was on the Dubs ladder crown, but that was pretty cool back in the day. I thought at least that was fun.
Yo, that's so elite.
Yeah,
That's the stuff about GB back in the day, man. Was just there's
yeah, it
nothing
hit
like it.
different. It hit different.
Did hit different. I remember
Yep.
playing. I didn't start until MW19, but obviously I played World War II, or I played World at War Zombies. That was the first thing
And
I
I
played. It.
played that too. I played that too.
That was the
Uh, the
best.
best shit, the best shit. That's the only zombies I've ever played, and that's the best one. I swear to God, I would only play that.
Yeah, they ruined it. It got way too because you used to be able to just spawn in and just have fun, buy the guns, get the box. Even the
Yep,
upgrading I thought was fine once they brought that in, and like the perks were cool, but along the lines like somewhere just the maps got massive, and you used to like have to be like really invested, like as if you were a GB grinder or a CMG grinder, just to
yeah.
be able to understand what was going on in the zombies. So they
It
definitely
was
ruined it.
fun. It was fun back in the day, though, for
Yeah,
sure.
that was what got me into COD. Honestly, my cousin came over and we played it on his system, and then I immediately bought World at War, beat the game, started playing zombies, and he started playing GBs in MW2 as well. So he's been
Yeah,
playing for that whole time. So he's always obviously been a lot better than me because he started playing Claw back then and has played game battles since then. I remember he played. I don't even remember what game it might have been Black Ops 2. We were at my grandma's house and I convinced him to play a GB with me. I had never spawned into a search and destroy before on this game, not once. I convinced
yep.
him to run a GB with me, and it was round 11. And all I had to do, it was 1v1, and all I had to do was sit in a corner. I'll never forget this. He's going to laugh watching this, but all I had to do was just sit in this corner and shoot the guy with the bomb. He could not win, and I got anxious and started backing up, and I fell off the map.
Oh Jesus,
It was,
jeez.
that was my first experience with GB and competitive Call of Duty. He was so pissed.
That's hilarious.
We might have been 10 years old, and he probably didn't talk to me for the whole rest of the night. He was
I wish I
pissed.
remembered my first one, bro. Shit.
It was good
That's crazy
times.
though.
So when you started playing back like in MW2, were you naturally just immediately better, and you were like, wow, like when you were playing with people at school and playing GBs, were you like immediately better, or were you like what was that like?
I would say I wasn't. I don't think I was better in like MW2. I think I was still too young. I didn't even really like own a console till MW3. Um, but because I would just go over to my friend's house and play
Mhm.
MW2 a lot and shit. Uh, because I'll never forget, I had a console when MW2 was out, but I had my consoles all in the basement. I had like a
Mhm.
GameCube, I had all that shit, like everything, and I had like a TV, all that. My basement got flooded, so I didn't have a console for like a minute, so I couldn't play for a while. But yeah, so I had to get a new one. It was
Yo,
ass. Yeah, I lost all
that's
my consoles, bro, all my game, everything, bro. It was miserable. But um, anyways, shit. What was the question again? The start of the
so
question?
like were you naturally better than
Oh
like
yeah. I felt like I'm not gonna lie, in like MW3, I would say
Hmm.
like I felt like I was better than like the people I was playing with, but my name wasn't like popular or nothing, so like it's not like I could like just get better players. Like
Hmm.
back in the day, it was really rough, but um, I did make a lot of friends back in the day, bro. It's actually crazy the amount of people that I met back in the day playing with and against that still like talk to me sometimes. It's
Hmm.
kind of crazy, bro. But um, I did feel like I was better, but I don't know how to put it into words. In MW3, I just felt like I had some weird feel. I don't know how to explain it to you, but I don't know if
Hmm.
you've ever had this feeling before. But like, I had a weird feeling that I just like felt like I could do like something in Call of Duty. Like I felt like
Hmm.
I could either for like my skills or just like I felt like I was just like a smarter than a lot of people in that game. I guess. Like I felt like I could just like outsmart people a lot. Like
Hmm.
even if it wasn't for my skill, I feel like me just like being like smarter than them could be like a tool that I could use in the future type of deal. You know what I mean? So
Yes, hundred
I don't know how
percent.
to. It wasn't like I was like I was literally just sitting there like playing a 1v1 and like I
Hmm.
like kill and I literally did some like crazy shit and I was like, dude, I could do this shit. Like I'm actually nasty. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
hell
just had that
yeah.
self confidence. So that's kind of where like I got that confidence and like I felt like I was better than people. But yeah, bro, I continued to play with my friends and stuff like that throughout like for a couple years. I didn't really get my name out there until like Black Ops 3 Ghost around there. So, um, yeah.
And what game did you start playing 1v1s in?
I probably started playing 1v1s in maybe MW2, but I have proof I played 1v1s in MW3. I have them on some on YouTube.
Yo, that's
But
sick.
yeah, I literally have a video of me 9, 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years ago. A video on YouTube of me playing a 1v1 on Dome, I think. And I'm
Hmm.
literally sitting there and I'm talking over the gameplay, explaining what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, etc. And like what I could have done better. I'm not even kidding. When I was like 13, 14. Like literally doing what I like did, like literally recorded a video inside the mind of me
Hmm.
explaining what I'm doing literally like fucking like 2 weeks ago. So that's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, bro, that's pretty much it.
That's crazy. So you've been like an analytic mind in the game for quite a long time, right? I feel like that's
Yeah,
always been one of your best things.
I wouldn't say I was always good though. You know what I mean? Like I obviously got better over the years.
Hmm.
I had a really like good mindset. Like I would say like MNub 19, Cold War, Vanguard. Last year a little shaky, but like I feel like I've always had like a pretty good mindset on like what I want to do and how I want to do it.
Hmm.
And I feel like I have like self confidence in myself to do those things. So yeah, bro.
Well, it's definitely working out for you so far, and it's been right. Literally living your dream, living the dream for a lot of people, and that's really crazy. And it's crazy that you know it like while it's happening, you know, and hopefully it's gonna happen for the rest of your life, right? If that's what you want. So, what game or what time? I know you said that you were playing like 1v1s and you understood that you're like, yo, I can really do this shit. But when was it that you realized like this can be a legitimate career path for me that I can this is what I like can do essentially really forever, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I was so in Black Ops 3 is really where like I got like a taste of like I could do this type of deal. Like
hmm.
because of Black Ops 3, um I don't know if I've told you this story before, but I'll say it just because we're on a podcast. We're only
Hmm.
18 minutes in, that's nothing.
Uh-huh.
I know I'm sorry if I'm blabbering or
No,
nothing
you're
like
not at
that.
all. That's exactly what I want you
But
to do.
I appreciate it. But so in Black Ops 3, so you remember when so you don't remember this actually, 'cause you weren't around, but Black Ops 3, uh before Black Ops 3, we were on Xbox One and Ghosts.
Hmm.
And then Black Ops 3 came around, we switched over to the PlayStation because Sony bought the rights of
I
COD.
do remember
Uh,
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we switched over. So that year I was 15, I would say I was 15.
Hmm.
And the night that Black Ops 3 was dropping, my plan was to go to GameStop, trade in my Xbox One, get the PS4, and then I had enough money saved up. I had like $80 probably in my bank to
Hmm.
buy the game. And so I literally add that extra $20. I buy an Uber to go like 10 minutes down the road to go to GameStop as I didn't have a ride. So I
Hmm.
literally just took an Uber. Now this was like before Uber was even popular too. Like this is crazy back in the day. And so I get there, I get to the front of the line, I trade in my Xbox, the lady looks at the Xbox, and my top of my Xbox had a bunch of scratches on it. So she was like, "Oh, like I can't give you full price for this. Like the scratches on it." But remember, this is the night of the Black Ops 3 release. So you remember when people used to spam call GameStop and like nonstop their phones ringing so that someone has to answer it and
Oh
talk
yeah.
to them. You know what I mean? So this lady was that lady that was picking up the phone too. So she was getting distracted because people kept calling. So I'm literally sitting up there for like 10, 15 minutes, like waiting. And she gets back. She's like, "Oh yeah, like oh you want to trade this in for the PS4, right? Yeah, I'm gonna get it for you right now." Like she forgot to take off that like $100. But while I was in line, though, I was shitting myself. I was like, "Dude, I can't play Black Ops 3 tonight." I'm like freaking out, like because I didn't have enough money. I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna have to wait like a month plus to like get money, like and stuff like that." But she blessed me, and that night I ended up playing, and then I went to school. I think I might have skipped school. I don't remember, but I went to school. I used to do that all the time on release days. 100% skip school. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but
Hell yeah.
100% skip school. But um, I would so literally the second day the game was out, basically, or like the first day technically, I was winning tournaments. And back in the day, like these were like not like small tournaments. These were like $300-$400 each, like crazy shit.
Hmm.
I won my like first tournament on Black Ops. I won my first ever tournament on Ghosts. I think it was like 150, 200 each. But I remember showing my mom that too. My first ever paycheck, I showed my mom. I was like, "Look, I'm making money doing this." Because I used to live in an apartment, and I was
Hmm.
yelling, bro. Like I was yelling, getting hype and stuff like that. And the walls are paper thin. We're living next to people. My mom used to get so
Hmm.
mad at me and stuff like that because I was so loud. But like, then I like showed her I was like making money, so she's like chilling out on me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But Black Ops 3, and then I won those tournaments, and then I remember some pros are tweeting out, like I remember never forget Mochilla tweeted out, he was a pro back in the day
Hmm.
in Black Ops 3, and he tweeted out and said, who's this equip 90 who's letting this equip 99 guy win all these tournaments? Like he was like tweeting out. And
Yo.
Matt and I replied, and I was like joking around with him. We ended up playing after
Uh-huh.
that. But it was just funny. And then that was around the same time where I started playing Chows, all like that. I played Chows before that, but not like as much. BO3 was probably like the game where I started like upping my Chows, playing like 50s, hundreds. This is where I started getting like a little bit of money from
Hmm.
just streaming. Like people, I didn't have a sub button or nothing, but people would donate to me, so I got a little money doing that. Like just people donating. Um, and I hit a uh, I hit a phase equip clip. It blew up back in the day. Had like 5,000 retweets on Twitter. It was against Attach Zuma, Looney, and Pac-Man.
Yo.
It was a 4-piece snipe on Redwood. Crazy snipe. Put somebody, I think MLG posted it on their Facebook back in the day, and it hit over 1 million views back in the day. Like my stream started like catching like traction because of that. You know what I mean? So I started gaining like a lot of viewers. People wanted to watch me because I was winning like a lot of the tournaments back in the
Hmm.
day, and that's how kind of how I got my name out there back in the day. And then yeah, from there we just kind of grinded. Oh, what was the initial question again? I'm fucking dude. I keep
No, it's
rambling, so I
okay.
keep forgetting the initial question.
No,
But
I do the exact same thing. Do not even worry about it at all. So I had this when you realize like this could be like a career path, right? Because like a lot of the
yeah,
times parents are my parents pushed me to go to college. Like you,
yeah,
the like you can make much more money streaming. You can make more money than a brain surgeon streaming. Like right. So you like at what point did you realize that this is a good career path for me?
So I was leading up to that. So BO3 is probably
Hmm.
my answer. But in Black Ops 3, and then I kind of in IW, I kind of quit in IW. I didn't really play. I had some like personal shit going on,
Hmm.
and I didn't really touch the game. I would play here and there. I have like a crazy clip of me playing Illy in IW for 100 each. I had $300 in my bank account. I swear to God, playing for 100 each, and uh and I ended up killing him 5-5 after he planted it, and I fell
When you
off the
fell
map.
off running on the map,
Yeah, and
right?
I fell off the map, lost
Oh.
100. I was so mad. I was so upset. And then so that happened, but I never really played that game. I played with this guy named Raw, bro. Shout out to Raw. He's still be coming and subbing sometimes in my streams all the time. Um, but yeah, and then kind of in like so in World War II, basically is when I quit my job to go pursue this. It was like the kind of the end of World War II,
Hmm.
like 3 quarters in maybe. Um, yeah, I was working at a plumbing job, and I felt that like I felt what I could do in BO3, right? Like I knew I
Hmm.
could do it, but I felt like it was hard go like obviously it's hard like doing a 9 to 5 then coming home and doing it, but I got to a
Right.
point where like in my head like where I was just like, dude, I gotta just send it. Like I was like 18, I think I was 18 at the time, and I was like, bro, I'm like super young. Like I was sitting in an office for like a year and a half straight doing shit I didn't want to do, and I was like, bro, like I feel like I should just send it. You know what I mean? So I made
Uh-huh.
a tweet on Twitter saying like, if I hit 250 subs, I think I had like 100 at the time, maybe less than 100, maybe like 70. Um, I was like, if I had 250 subs, I'll quit my job. Literally, that's what it was, and I made like a whole twit longers, like explaining everything, whatever. And then
Hmm.
literally a week later, I hit 250 subs, and then a month, I gave them like a month's notice, and I literally quit. And then I quit a month later. My parents were actually really, like wicked supportive of that. They even said like because I was young, like obviously it was a good time
Hmm.
to do it. Um, they were super supportive as long as I could, pay my bills and do what I need to do. That's all they care about. But yeah, they've always been supportive of me, to be honest with you, bro.
Yo, that's legendary. That's
Yep.
crazy. You put on Twitter 250 subs and hit it a week later. It was just meant to
Yeah.
be, right? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And bro, I'll never forget. I was literally at my job, like editing YouTube videos at my job. While like if I had some free time, like at my job, I'm at a
Hmm.
desk. I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna edit my YouTube videos. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I was like editing on my YouTube and like trying to like get videos out and like shit like that. But yeah,
Hell yeah, that's legendary. Yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy. So
yeah,
what you've already obviously done so much. You've won CMG elites. You've won hundreds of thousands of dollars on the game. You've like
yeah.
hundreds of golds on so many different sites. You're full time, living the dream. What are some of your like goals and aspirations? You've been a CDL coach. I mean, like I said, I could do the entire interview, 40 minutes of me just talking about your accomplishments. It's actually insane. It blows my mind even
Appreciate
when
it,
I
bro.
just go back over it. Like when I start going over it, I'm like, my God, it's crazy all the things that you have done in the game. But what are some of the goals and aspirations that you have, like moving forward in Call of Duty?
I really don't know, to be honest with you, bro. I mean, if I got offered a coaching spot next year, I'd probably do it. But if I don't, I'm kind of just trying to do this. I want to keep streaming, man. I want to keep making content. I'm really trying to do like some like other IRL like shit like that too, like some playing other games. Like I'm still gonna stick with COD, obviously. That's gonna be my
Mm-hmm.
main focus, but I want to do some like other shit outside, dude. I've been streaming for like 9, 10 years, bro. Like long ass time. The
Mm-hmm.
amount of hours I've put in is probably disgusting if I added them all up. I probably could. That's probably a cool stat. I could probably
That would
tweet
be
out or
cool.
something. But dude, I've been doing this for so long, and I've had like crazy viewers, like you said in the Cold War. I've had 500, shit like that. But I need to like. I feel like Call of Duty is not heading in like the best of paths for like, especially in that. Like I love playing S&D. I'm not a huge fan of Warzone. Like I like playing ranked, but I'm not like a super huge fan. Like I don't love it like I do S&D. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I
So
know
like
what you mean.
it's hard to stream things and play things that you don't love necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm having fun like branching out and like playing other games. I just started like upload another YouTube channel, so I can upload like my 2K VODs and like shit like that. Just like other shit for fun. Um, I feel like I want to get like so like the past 2 years of my streaming career haven't been like crazy because like I was obviously coaching, like focusing on that. That was my main
Mm-hmm.
priority. And now that I'm back, like I want to start like focusing on like the people that fuck with me, the people that support me, and I'm gonna start like doing like mod nights and like fun nights like with the stream and like be more. I want to be more interactive because like I feel like I've always been interactive, like talking to people in chat, but
Mm-hmm.
I've never been like interactive like with everybody to where like on a personal level where you're like talking to them in a Discord and you know what I mean? Like it's different when you're like
Uh-huh.
actually talking to them than typing in a chat and I'm replying to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to start like actually getting to like know these people and like actually like creating like bonds with people, bro. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's something I want to do because people that fuck with me, bro, that have like stuck with me for as long as they have, like I want to get to know them and like like I want to support them too and what they're doing and want to learn about them as well.
Hell yeah. That's sick.
So
That's awesome.
I don't know, bro. I'm
That's
just trying to be like more like community based, because I feel like I've never like have been like 100% like because like I've always focused on like getting better and like
mm-hmm.
being the best in the game. Like I still want to like get better and be good at the game, shit like that. I'm obviously gonna not slow down in that aspect, but I want to also do other sorts of content.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So speaking of being a CDL coach that you just mentioned, tell
Yep.
me about that. That's crazy. What was that like being a search and destroy coach?
It was awesome, bro. I mean, dude, I like I said, I mean, I never like you were the first person, like I said, I ever really like helped out like that coaching. So I never really was like a coach before that. Like I kind of just got tossed in there, and they saw what I can, you know, bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of had like a trial period for me, like at the beginning. It was like maybe like a couple days to a week that they were like trialing me, seeing if they, you know, if I fit well with the team, the
Mm-hmm.
vibes, and like what I was saying, you know, actually like helping. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So they did that. I got signed. It was amazing, dude. It was a crazy feeling, bro. I'm not. I don't even like. I've only had that feeling like a couple times in my life. Like probably the one that I can remember is like when I got partnered on Twitch. That was an insane feeling. Like getting signed with Seattle is an insane feeling. Like because I never, you know, I always talked about it. I always wanted something I wanted to do, but I never thought it was actually going to happen. To be honest with you. And shout out to Sam Phoenix. He gave me a huge opportunity. And honestly, he was my mentor. Even like going, I didn't know nothing about coaching. To be honest with you, like going into that. So he helped me out, like understand coaching and like how to talk to, you know, certain people need to be taught like
Mm-hmm.
for you, for instance, like you might get taught like if you see like images and like you see like you actually see it, you know what I mean? But some
Uh-huh.
people might get taught like different ways. Some people might take things different ways, you know what I mean? So you have to like be careful in like how you talk to people, and like you
Mm-hmm.
just got to be professional about it. It's like an actual like job, like it's an actual professional coaching job, you know what I mean? It's not something to
Right.
take lightly, like it's an actual job. So it was taken very seriously. It's awesome, bro. I mean, I loved being a part of a team environment and just being, you know, a part of that culture and a part with the boys and, you know, going over shit every day and just getting better as a squad. Even just like, dude, I would love to, dude, being like on that stage is probably an insane feeling. I couldn't imagine it, bro. Cause like even just being backstage, like I was freaking out the
Mm-hmm.
whole time while watching these guys. Like it was crazy, bro. But like even like dude, the best feeling probably was like going over something and then seeing it happen like live, like in the backstage, and like
Mm-hmm.
dude, such a good feeling, bro. Like that's probably one of the I love coaching for that aspect. It's a lot of work, bro. It's very stressful, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of shit people don't know about it, but it's definitely like something that I enjoy doing. I would love to do it again. Um but yeah, bro, I would love to, honestly, bro. My go-to spot, if I had to choose like a CDL org, it would be Boston Breeze, just because I grew up here. They're literally like 30 minutes from me, bro. It's like I would love to represent Boston, bro, in any way, no cap.
Hell yeah. Well, I hope you get
Yeah,
to next season, honestly. I mean, look,
we'll
their
see,
search
we'll
and
see.
destroy has not been great, dude. They do need a search and destroy coach, let's be honest, right? And, like,
Actually,
unbiasedly, you are the best that there is. Like, the fact that you understand, right, that you have to deal with certain people in certain different ways, and that like you've succeeded on every level, right? Like a lot of people are super good on teams, but are not nearly as good in like one-on-one and 2v2 situations, and like the like that bringing that kind of stuff to the table, right? Is like I've heard you say many times that 2v2s and 1v1s, like a lot of the rounds come down to. I mean, we seen that phase optic match just that happened last weekend, right? Every
yep,
single round came down to a 1v1. Who's better at 1v1s of all
yeah,
time,
yeah,
right?
100%,
Nobody.
bro.
So.
Yeah, that's dude, I'm not gonna lie. One thing I feel like I focused on a little bit, like coaching wise, was just like 2v2 setups. Like 2v2 setups are like really underrated, I think, and like just knowing like uh what to do in those certain scenarios is huge, bro. Because not everything is 4v4. Is like you can't be looking at it like every round's gonna be a 4v4 straight up the whole time. Like you gotta be looking at it like, oh, like people are gonna get traded, people are gonna die. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
eventually come down to smaller numbers. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be 2v2, 1v1, whatever it is. And being like ready for those situations, or having like an idea on what you want to do in those situations, you're already a step ahead of your opponent, because a lot of people don't go over stuff like that. So when they're in those situations, they don't know what to do, so they're kind of just guessing on what to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't done it before. They haven't talked about it before. You know what I mean? So
Right. Right. That's a massive thing, right? That's something I've never
yep,
heard anybody else also talk about, right? Is that like exactly that the difference between the 2v2, the 4v4, 1v1, that we're not just going over 4v4 strats, which I'm sure you guys were doing, right? Is going over like, hey, here's a good setup, here's how you could break off. But after that, the mid rounds, right? Like that's some awesome crazy value
yeah.
that I've experienced from learning from you, and that yeah, I mean you obviously would be, in my opinion, the best person to bring it to any team. It's
Hey, but huge shout out to Pac though. He's been doing this shit for a minute. He's been winning for a minute.
true.
That guy paved the way for me, even, bro. In my opinion, there was no S&D coaches before him. He paved the way for other people to pave the way, like John. John just got picked up by LA Gorillas, so shouts to him as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're both dope ass people. I hope nothing but the best for them this year, bro. And good luck to them for sure.
Yeah, Tupac's an absolute legend in the scene. The highest earner ever of all time, right on JB, I believe.
Yep.
I mean, I could go on about Tupac's accolades as well. Right, he's absolutely incredible as well. But so speaking of incredible Call of Duty players, I understand this is a loaded question, probably, but who do you think, in your opinion, is the best Call of Duty player of all time, and then the best S&D player of all time outside of yourself? Because I'll just put it out there, it's definitely you.
I wouldn't choose myself, but let's see. Best COD player of all time. Shit, man. That's a good one. Honestly, bro, I'm really bad at these questions because, dude, it's crazy. Like thinking about all the players and like trying to pinpoint one. I would say I want to say Formal for the best COD player.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I'm super
Um.
glad I asked, because that's a different answer. Usually you hear, like, the Cryptics because the numbers are, like, scump, but Formal is an awesome answer. Why do you say Formal?
I just think he just, dude, his level of passion and grind, and like he's kind of like I would compare him like his level of grind to like maybe Draza. Like that guy
Mm-hmm.
grinds. So like he just, I don't know. I just feel like his passion, his grind, and what he brings to a team is like crazy. I don't know. He's nasty. Like he's disgusting. Like people used to say they couldn't kill Formal on console. Like literally, like he was just that good. Like so, I think Formal for sure. Best S&D player though,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I want to go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Fizz. Just cause like
Fizzer.
feel like dude, he was nasty back in the day, and just I feel like he just paved the way for a lot of S&D kids in general. And I just always thought he's gross. I always watched his videos, looked up to him back in the day. So yeah, I would say Fizz. Tupac. I feel like Tupac's up there. By the way, I usually say Pac on stream, but I'm gonna say Fizz.
Fizzer. That's a great answer, honestly. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So if you had some advice for, like, young, like, up and coming streamers, Call of Duty players, like S&D players, like, what would be your advice to them?
To be honest with you, bro, I feel like if you want to, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to play S&D, I mean, I think you should just make content around S&D, like maybe different styles of content, like, but if I feel like a path like 04, like 04 took to go pro. I mean, I'm not sure if he got picked up 100%, but he was in the S&D scene. He was an S&D kid. He was top S&D kid for a little while. And he, wanted to play Respawn. He went to the Respawn scene, tried it out, and now he's getting looked at for pro teams after 2 events. I think if you want to make something work in the scene, I think going that route's the best route. Um, but if, like I said, if you just want to make Call of Duty S&D content, I think you just gotta, like I said, grind other platforms, grind your stream. Because to be honest with you, like yeah, you can win, but people that win like elites and shit like that, what's the point if you're not like streaming? Yeah, like people like I feel like elites nowadays
Mm-hmm.
aren't the same like they used to be. Like it's cool, yeah, you won, but like, bro, I feel like if you're not live, like it's not like hype like that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be streaming, like having that content as well. Call of Duty has always been like a content thing as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not just been like it's the game. So that's how it was built. So I think doing content is huge in the S&D scene. We need more content creators in the S&D scene because this shit's dead.
Yeah,
This
you're not
shit.
kidding. You're not kidding. You're absolutely right. That is always very disappointing to see people in, like, the elite finals are doing well in that, and not streaming, right? Because it's spectator sport, right? That I mean, yeah, I use sport you loosely, but
Yeah.
do you think an elite is, like, the most prestigious thing that an S&D player can do? I know it's a tough
Um.
question. I used to think GGB playoffs maybe, but
Um. I would say. Like probably up like since like a couple years. It's still I feel like this yes right now. A couple years ago maybe not. I feel like there's like other big tournaments like there's like 100K one or there was like another 100K like 5v5 SNCD tournament like some like crazy shit like that. Like back in the day, I feel like people cared more too than nowadays. But I think right now, yeah, I think right now. And if you're trying to get to that level, then you got to grind on wagers, you got to grind tournaments, post it, get better. You have to actually want to try to win those. Because you're going to win if you're not playing outside of those tournaments and shit like that. Just playing GVs or XPs all day. To be honest with you, you're probably not winning an elite. You
Mhm.
gotta like do that step above where you're playing the wagers and try even if it's just $1, you'll get better playing $1 wagers if you're not that like good. You know what I mean? In your opinion.
Uh-huh. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think
And then you
that.
just keep getting better. It's just about reps, bro. That's all S&D is reps. Keep doing something over and over again. If you don't put two and two together, if you're not like, oh, I keep doing this and I keep losing because of it,
Mhm.
then you know what I mean. You got to put two and two together. You got to understand like, oh fuck, I probably shouldn't be. I should do this instead. This would be way better. And even if it's not better, you try it out, and then you're like, oh shit, this shit's actually better. Or it's
Mhm.
not. Then you're like, oh shit, maybe I can do this instead. It's all just process of elimination. That's all S&D is. Even when you're playing, if you're running on one side of the map, you know, and you don't see him, you know he's not over there. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Right.
process of elimination. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So tell me about the first time. No, you have to remember this. The first time you won an elite.
Dude, honestly, I don't even know. I actually no, I do. I won my first. I won the CMG Elite. I mean, are you considering like primes and stuff like that? Like, because I've won like primes on UMG. I've won like premiums on game battles as well, shit like that. I think my earliest one was probably World War II though. I won a 2v2 World War II Elite with Solid. This guy named Solidus Wand back in the day. But yeah,
Was that the best feeling?
I think I have my YouTube. Yeah, it was a really good feeling back in the day. Definitely World War II, bro. Yeah, that was when I was like first started competing and stuff like that. So that was cool. It was definitely a good feeling.
Like, do you think the dope was better, like winning a CMG Elite or winning the $1,000 1v1 against Illy in Black Ops 4?
Nah, $1,000 1v1 for sure.
I figure
Hundred
it's more
percent.
money. That was legendary, right? I think it's the biggest video on your YouTube channel. It was an epic moment, just
Yeah.
in general, right? In Call of Duty and history, right? I mean, Illy went on to super succeed in the Call of Duty League, which I personally believe that you could have done as a player, and you're going to do again as a coach as well. Um, yeah, that's absolutely crazy. What were the nerves like playing something like that?
To be honest with you, I wasn't nervous in the $1,000 one. I played Illy before that for 500 on so the first time I ever played Illy in a 1v1 for a lot of money was World War II. I played him for 500 and I ended up reverse sweeping him and beating him. Um and that was probably the most nervous I've ever been. And then I played him for 1,000 in World War II again, or after that, he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to reach out for 1,000. I played him like a week later for 1,000 each. And I honestly wasn't nervous in that one. I think I got all the nerves out in the 500, and the
Mm-hmm.
1,000 was like, I guess it was more. I was obviously double, but like I guess I just wasn't as nervous as I was in the 500 because I never played for 500,
Mm-hmm.
and like that was a lot of money to me. And like 1,000 is obviously a lot, but like it's kind of like it's still a lot either way,
Right, that's
So I don't know.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
awesome though that you don't get nervous for any of that anymore. It seems.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Even when was playing that 100K finals, that I won, I honestly wasn't even nervous. I was fucking shitting on them. Watching it back, I dropped 13 the last map we played. I was frying.
Yeah, you have
Huge
always had
shout
the
out to
ice.
Kenny. Huge shout out to Kenny and Anarchy. We won, I think 17K each or something like that.
Like Optic Kenny?
Yep.
No way, you guys are on the same team for that? That's so sick.
Yeah. I don't think we dropped a map that I remember.
Yeah,
Literally, we were frying.
that's crazy. You just clutched up in that wager you were playing the other day, 16 kills.
Yep.
Nothing's changed.
I wish I was recording it, man. Shit.
I know. I sent you the picture of it, but I know that
Yeah.
was crazy. That was crazy. So I know it's kind of a wee bit different of a question, but it was one I kind of wanted to ask just because I've seen it kind of going around quite a bit. Have you ever thought about? I know that Twitch has been your home for almost 10 years, but have you ever thought about streaming on somewhere like Kick?
I streamed on Kick during last during honestly, bro, like 6, 7, maybe like 8, 9 months ago now. I was actually streaming on Kick for a couple months. I got up to like 400 subs too. But dude, Kick is just not like a platform for Call of Duty. Like it's more of
Mm-hmm.
like a just chatting platform. Like I wasn't really like growing on Kick. Like it wasn't like new people coming to my chat. It was like
Mm-hmm.
just people that I already knew and like from like my Twitch and shit like that. You know what I mean? So um, it's not like a platform really for Call of Duty for me right now, but I tried multi-streaming on TikTok. I got age restricted. They don't think I'm 18, so I can't stream until
Oh
2025.
yeah.
I submitted a picture with the front of my ID. I submitted a picture of the back of my ID. I submitted a picture of me holding up my IDs, me smiling in the camera. like that, and fucking holding it up, and they don't think I'm 18. They don't. Yeah, they don't think I'm 18. They think I'm 17. So, I'm gonna start multi-streaming on YouTube. I have a little bit,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna do YouTube probably over Kick.
Yeah, seeing you've done a couple of the watch parties on YouTube, I super enjoy watching those big time. So it's
Yeah, I've done
cool.
like I think like two of them, but yeah, they're cool.
Are you thinking about doing more of them?
Possibly, possibly. I'm not sure yet to be honest, but
Hell
maybe
yeah.
I'll do one where I'm like breaking down the S&D or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's why you get
Yeah.
the big bucks. So, so I know it's kind of far away, but have you thought at all, or do you have any thoughts about Gulf War coming up?
Honestly, I really haven't seen much about it. Like, I really checked it out. I'm excited for a fucking Black Ops game. To be honest with you, I hope it's fun. I hope it's kind of like Cold War. To be honest with you, that game was godlike when it was out. So I hope it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it was. I've seen a lot of people have been playing Cold War shells recently.
Yep.
It's like people are going off old games. They're not like an MW3 like an MW3 that much. And you
100%.
were mentioning before this that you're also not a fan of MW3 as well.
Yeah, I'm not a super huge fan. It's fun here and there, but I don't know. The maps get repetitive and boring for me.
Hmm.
Um, Gunplay is all right. It's fun. I just had more. I just had more. I enjoyed last year playing it more. I would never go back to it and play it.
Hmm.
Like after this off season, I'm not playing MW2. People keep asking me to play it. I'm not playing that game. That game is dog shit. Even though it was more fun than this year, I'm not playing this game or last year's game. I'll play Vanguard and anything before that. But yeah.
What would be your go-to game to go back to? I think the first game I ever watched you go back to, you were listening to the song UCLA. You were playing $100 wagers on World War II. I never even played that game.
Yeah,
I
I
think it
love
was
that game.
MW19 off season going into Cold War, and you were playing World War II.
Yeah, I play that every offseason. World War II Ghosts are my go-tos, but my favorite one to go back to is MW3. You can play MW3 on your PC. Sometimes I'll get like a chow, like even if it's for like $10, I have so much fun in that game. That game is god. Like I was so good at that game. That, like I said, that was like the game that I like knew I was like good at, like better than like a lot
Hmm.
of people I was playing with. So I've always been good at that game. It's honestly one of my better games for sure.
Interesting. Not Black Ops 3 or 4, huh? I feel like you were nuts on those as well.
Um, Black Ops 4 is like hard to get like go back to. I haven't played it in years. I honestly don't want to play it. A lot of like gremlins play it, like keyboard and mouse users and Chronos
Uh,
users. And yeah, people are just I don't know. I don't want to play that game. It's you gotta be cracked. You got to stim shot, you got to fucking dude. On PS4 too, it's miserable. I have PS5 now, but I honestly I want to play that game. BO3 is kind of the same. I like playing BO3 on PC. I will play BO3 on PC, but not on console.
that's fair. So speaking of
Yeah.
keyboard, what kind of do you play claw with a controller? Do you play with I think you battle beaver, am I right?
Yeah, I play Battle Beaver. I actually play kind of weird. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of dark in my room. Here, hold on. Let me turn on my light. I play kind of weird. The only person I know that plays like me is Noobs, the Warzone guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I play Battle Beaver. I have buttons on the back. I use like smart triggers and smart bumpers. So there's mouse clicks on the top,
Mm-hmm.
and I click my right side button with my pinky. Like I have
Interesting.
my middle finger on my right trigger. I have my pointer finger on my bumper, and I click my button with my pinky. Other side's the same, like the normal, but yeah. I think it's because my hands are too small. So back in the day, you remember did you ever hold the Xbox One controller when you were younger?
Oh yeah, I had Xbox One.
Bro, my hands weren't that big when I was younger, so my hands are small, and it was hard to hold the Xbox One controller when I switched from 360 to the one.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like change how I held a controller, kind of, you know what I mean? So that's why I hold the PS4 controller like that, because I had to change how I held the controller.
Yo,
Literally.
that's neat. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I literally I used to shoot with triggers in Black Ops 3, but in Black Ops 3 my right trigger broke mid
Mm-hmm.
game. So I had to switch to bumpers, and I never switched back. I switched from Black Ops 3 on to bumpers.
Hell yeah, that's what I used too. But I played claw. I was went through too many. I was using the LA controllers, and I think I went through like three of them during Cold War, and then dude, they're like $270 each. So I was like, so I spent
Yeah.
like $800 at least on more than that, almost $900 on
Yeah, controllers are
controllers.
crazy.
So it was, I had to just move back, and I taught myself how to play Claw, which sucked because I was like winning 1v1 tournaments on like a somewhat consistent basis, and then started playing Claw and was not winning 1v1 tournaments right away, obviously.
Yeah.
So that was tough, but definitely well worth it now. Happy I can happy I can play Claw, and
100%.
yeah. So that
Yeah.
is oh, go ahead, go ahead.
When you play, so do your hands hurt when you play Claw or no? They haven't started hurting yet or nothing?
Not ripper just like this. I've been doing. I think the
You know,
last 4 weeks I've done 24-hour to 30-hour streams every
Yeah.
single weekend, and
Just-
my hands never hurt.
Just be careful, bro, because even pro players like have a lot of hand issues. Like and if you're playing the same amount as them, like kind of, you know what I mean? So, like I
Yeah.
am too. Like some days, but a lot of pros do hand stretches before they play every day. Like a lot of pros do. There's a couple of hand stretches you can do that if you can look it up, but yeah.
Hell yeah, I might have to start doing that because I definitely don't. Especially, I mean, I don't know if it's. I guess my thumb wouldn't really be affected, but I've actually broken my right thumb twice. So that's why my aim sucks, maybe.
I've broken my pinky before.
You didn't? That's what you click with.
I broke my pinky and I broke my wrist too, but
Damn, how'd you break your wrist?
so I was literally so I was in a bunch of basketball leagues growing up, and I was literally in a fucking scrimmage, like like when you like I don't know if you played basketball growing up, but like during practices, like sometimes we would have half court
Mhm.
where there was two teams, one on each side, and then you'd scrimmage at the end, like to get a warm up, whatever. And I would literally, I'll never forget, I went up for a layup. This kid puts both his hands on my back, pushes me. I land on my elbow, and I'm like hurt for a second. I'm like, oh, I'm like, fuck. Like I land on my funny bone, right? And then I get up, and then my coach is like, oh, just come sit down. Like you're good. Like it's a scrimmage. It's not a big deal. Like, and then I sit down. Then he puts me in for the last play of the game. I do the same exact thing. Go up for a layup. This kid does the same thing. Puts both his hands on my back, pushes me. I land like this, like on my wrist, and I snap it. I snap my wrist, and then my mom came over. I'm like down bad, like wrist like this hanging, and my mom came over. She's like, "Suck it up, like you're good, like suck it up." And I'm like, Mom, I can't move it, like down bad, like shit.
Love that. My mom was like that too. That's good vibes though.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Well, thank you. I won't take any more of your time. I really appreciate you being the first guest on the podcast, most important guest. Even if I do 5,000 of these, hopefully you'll be another one of the episodes if we do 5,000 of them.
100%.
But
I would love to do another one, bro. I feel like we could talk about so much more to cap. So we gotta do episode 2 for sure.
Hell yeah, definitely gonna get that in. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate being able to be the first person you ever worked with and coached, and still working with you and getting winged by you today. And
Let's go, bro.
yeah, man, I literally appreciate everything. You're the absolute man, the best player in the game, the best search and destroy player of all time. It's not close. And everybody show Equip some love in the chat. If you guys have absolutely any questions, comments, all that, put it in the comment section below, and we'll see you for the next episode.